I'm filming an intro for this vlog after the fact I've shown. I hope you guys are ready for all the excitement. I'm riding Lime and Cranberry in a few classes, and I'm hoping my mom got some good clips for you guys to watch, and I'm super excited. Bye! Here's us going into our first hunter. Lime was a little lazy that day, so I had to carry a crop, which is very abnormal. It was just very hot, even though it kind of looks cold in this video. Anyways, we approached the first single. Then I'm trying to keep her from head shaking. She must have had a fly. Anyways, then we're gonna head up to the diagonal single. I think we get a little bit of a funny distance, and then we get our change, and she's a little head pulley. I think I get a nice turn. She was pretty balanced that weekend. Nice distance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Should have halted a little bit down that line because our stride was so big, but that's okay. We still got the correct distance, just a little close on that last stride. Next up's this diagonal line. She gets a little bit of a swap in front of it, so that wasn't good. And then we jump out really, really deep on it. I definitely should have sat down. I did not need the crop for this round, so I don't know why I think the first round she was probably, our warm-up round, she was a little more hyper. So that's why we chipped into that first jump, but we still got all our distances, and it was a pretty solid round. For our next round, we came across the diagonal, picked up our left lead, and are going to be heading to this single. Next up will probably be the diagonal line. I'm trying to just make good use of my space, keep Lime going as she was extra lazy that weekend. I made a pretty nice turn. We get a little bit of an odd distance, so she swaps in front, but she rarely ever does that. Then we come around, could have came off a little straighter off the diagonal, or like more with the angle of the jump, and then we come down the outside line, and we landed on our left, and I'm just trying to use my space and keep her going. It was really hot. It's been hot lately in North Carolina at Tryon, so here we get a little bit of a close distance. Should have used a bigger turn so that the distance would have lined up nicer. Then we come to the outside line, and we get a pretty good distance down it. And that wraps up the course as she gets a little speedy down the outside. After my hunter rounds, we went in for the pony model, and I have a short clip of that. Lime was so tired by then. There were so many ponies, but unfortunately we were in the last rotation, so I did all my rounds practically back to back. But anyways, right after riding Lime, I needed to get Cranberry all braided because I waited till the last minute to braid her because I was exhausted the night before because my divisions even ran late on Friday. So I rushed to braid. Anyways, Cranberry loved being braided, as you guys can tell. She's making the little Gucci goo faces. But anyways, I like speed braided her. And then my division or my class got delayed for like an hour and a half. So then we went and grazed them, and afterwards we got ready super early because we didn't realize they delayed it for an additional 30 minutes. So I have lots of flat clips of Cranberry and I just prepping. But anyways, we just did a few flat classes here and there to get Cranberry acclimated to the new environment. She's never been to an overnight show, so this was her first time at Tryon and anything of the sort, and she'll only be 4 years old. She really handled herself well. So I'm going to let you guys enjoy the clips of me schooling. I think I schooled in one ring and then switched to the other in between clips. So while I waited for my class to start, I just kept schooling, which I kind of regret because it made her a little tired for the flat and she didn't move out as nicely as I could have had her moving out. But anyways, I could sit and watch Cranberry trot probably for hours. Her trot is so pretty, but oh my gosh, her canter is like so much fun to watch, but not so much fun to ride. I have gotten used to it, but I still look like a pogo stick. But anyways, I went around, schooled for a little bit, maybe a little too long, and then finally the flat class started. But then I think we were still waiting on one person, so we walked for another like 2-3 minutes waiting on the person to come into the ring. But she was really good and handled it all pretty well. She didn't spook at the barrels, which was something I was worried about. As you guys will see if you could see the barrels in the background, I was real nervous she was going to be scared of those, but she wasn't. She was pretty chill with all the bridges. It didn't seem to bother her. I don't know if she's not tall enough to see like the people, but I think she can see some of them. But she's probably not as spooky to the bridges and stuff as Lime, because Lime will take an occasional glance and an occasional like, ooh, what is that? But Cranberry was pretty calm. Just the flies were annoying her, so you'll see her tail like going 24/7. You can see me looking back trying to figure out if they said trot, and then I look back again right there. Anyways, I'm a little hard of hearing sometimes and did not hear them say trot, so I just kept looking around. And I went ahead and asked her to trot because I feel like if I go forward, I can always pull her down, but I can't get her to go as easily. And she's moving out pretty nice. I can't believe how clean her white socks are because it's such a pain to keep her clean. Anyways, we come across the quarter line. I think they told us to come across the quarter line because when you come across the fence side where the judges like little booth is, they can't see you because you're underneath them because it's elevated. But I'm gonna let you guys enjoy parts of the flat, and yeah. Our canner transition was a little delayed. She's always a little lazy. But anyways, she was a little speedy at the canner, but I feel like I shouldn't have been pulling as much in the reins, so then her headset would have been a little more level. But she was pretty steady Eddie around the whole entire thing. We cantered for what felt like an eternity, and probably on video feels like an eternity. But anyways, here she pulls down to like a really nice trot, and then we walk reverse. But I think they call for the canner. We started out a little fast and then we finally mellowed out, but in my head I was regretting that they're about to call for a trot, and Cranberry's biggest weakness is coming from the canter into the trot. But surprisingly, she trotted and strutted her legs nice and pretty. Normally though, when I ask for a trot from the canter, she like just wants to walk or goes into like this slow jog. So I was a little surprised but impressed with her that she held her brain together and didn't get all lazy on me and want to walk. We didn't get to do as much flat work to the right. For whatever reason, to the left though, we did canter forever. But she was really good for the flat class. I was really impressed with her, and I think we ended up getting second, I want to say. And it was a really big flat class, so I was pretty proud of her, as there were quite a few fancy horses and warm bloods in that group. And then here's us just walking back. She looks so clean, y'all. It is so hard to keep those white socks clean. It's just like impossible. So I don't know how I kept them clean. Then here's some like really nice photos of us, which were taken with a phone, which surprises me because they're so clear. And here's us with our seconds. And then we also got a fourth, I think, in another flat class that I don't have on film. But here's the little photos, and then she always pushes me into the plants. And afterwards, I just rode Lyme bareback, and I have one more video from the show, hopefully coming out soon. But thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope y'all like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out, and I truly appreciate it. And thank you so much for supporting me.